latest episode of Love Island USA Beyond the Villa, we finally see Kendall and Nicole reunite. Obviously, their breakup was very messy. And it ends up being an amicable chat. There's some closure there, and Nicole apologizes for leaving Kendall out in the dust. Now, in the episode, they were both kind of feeling a type of way about each other. Nicole was basically like how Kendall's trying to make her out to be the bad guy, is basically told Liv and Kayla to unfollow her. Kendall denies this, but I feel like he basically did imply that Kayla and Liv should unfollow Nicole. I don't think that anyone was necessarily the villain in this situation, but I do think the breakup was messy, and I do think Nicole could have handled things better. Nicole and Kendall breaking up, I saw that coming even before the video came out of Kendall spreading his cheeks wide open. I already knew that before. The relationship is very much giving, like, for Nicole, I think Kendall genuinely was interested in Nicole, but I think Nicole was using Kendall to get to the end. I think she was. So with Kendall, he was messy on the show. People are saying he's zesty. People have been questioning his sexuality. And the video with him bent over, opening his ass just did make it better. And I feel like that's when Nicole just totally got turned off, because she was like, I'm not picking that man out the back of the bus. So she was like, this is too much. Now at the reunion, Nicole basically says that Kendall lied to her because he was trying to make out like the video was from a long time ago, but he actually filmed it whilst he was in holding before going into the show. And therefore, that's why they broke up, or I'm not sure if they had officially broken up at that point, but it seems like they were heading that way. And Kendall basically feels like she threw him under the bus, and they could have talked about that in private. She didn't need to make that public. And personally, I feel like this was an excuse and a scapegoat, if you will, from Nicole to get out of the relationship, because it doesn't really matter when he took it. Like, in the grand scheme of things, fair enough if he took it after he got out the show, but this was before you guys even got together. So him trying to say, oh, this is way before, I feel like that wasn't really that big of a deal. Is it bad to lie? Of course, but I don't think this is anything that you should be calling out. I don't think it was anything that big of a deal to call out in front of the reunion. In terms of like the degree of deception, I don't think it was that big of a deal personally. Like, if this is somebody that you actually cared about, then I think that this lie could be something you could be like, hey, like, I knew that you lied about that. I don't really appreciate it. But it's not like he cheated on her or anything. Like, girl, just be for real. You were turned off by seeing him bent over and spreading his arse cheeks open. Be for real about it. So I guess after the reunion, they were basically came to the point where it's like, we're going to break up. But Nicole allegedly told Kendall, let's not announce it first. Let's discuss this before we make a statement. And then she beat him to the punch by releasing a statement and basically saying, basically painting it out to be like, you know, we've broken up. Like, this is too much. This is too much for me to deal with, the lies, blah, blah, blah. The statement was bad on Nicole's part. And after that, she just didn't contact him. She left him out to dry. He was getting a lot of criticism. Obviously, a lot of people are making fun of him. Of course, people are questioning his sexuality again, on top of just like the trolls that he's getting anyway from being on Love Island. And he just kind of felt like, okay, we've broken up. Okay, cool. But the fact that you didn't check up on me to see whether I was good or not, he felt some type of way about that. And I can definitely understand, especially if she claimed to have feelings for him. I feel like she should have at least checked in. And even if it wasn't going to be a regular thing, she should have been like, look, it's a lot for me, but I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you and I hope you're okay. It's given like she just used them to be in a couple on the show. That's what it's given. So personally, in terms of the breakup, I don't think Nicole was wrong for breaking up with Kendall, but I think the way that she did it and the way that she was trying to, you know, make him out to be the bad guy when I don't necessarily think he was, to justify her breaking up with him because she was clearly turned off by seeing him bent over with his ass cheeks spread open. I think that was her bad. And even if she was going to do that, she should have at least reached out to see if he was okay. So I think that the apology from Nicole was warranted. And yeah, seems like they have that closure now. Nice for them. But I've got to hear from you guys. What do we think of Nicole? Do you think Nicole was the bad guy in this situation? Or do you feel like, you know what, she was just put in a situation She might have freaked out a little bit, and she was just like, you know what, I'm done with this show. I'm having my peace and I'm fucking off. Is she entitled to that? I feel like she is entitled to that. I think it would have been nice for her to reach out, and she's apologized for not reaching out. But I can definitely understand her, you know, just wanting nothing to do with Kendall after the show. But I do think her kind of calling him out for quote unquote lying, when I feel like the lie wasn't that big of a deal at the reunion, and, you know, after the show making it out like he was this massive liar, I do think that was a bit shady on her part. But I've got to hear from you guys.